You are now tuned in to Chicago Red TV, where reality is alleged and all things alleged could be reality. Hey everybody, it's your favorite girl from the Midwest, Chicago Red, and I am coming to you live well, not live, but I'm live right now on Chicago Red TV, and we are going to get into Ready to Love, Season 10, Episode Deuce, whatever, 2. But before we start, please like the video. As you're coming in, just go pause it, go like the video, subscribe if you have not, because I need to get my subscribers up so I can actually go live on this channel. If this is posted on my Chicago Red channel, then on my Chicago Red TV channel is the one I need to go live on. I have the subscribers on the other one, but Chicago Red TV, not so much. But I'm gonna try to do this in 20 minutes because I don't have a whole lot of time, and we gonna see how this goes. But so let's do this. Again, like the video, subscribe, so we can collectively do bigger things. Okay. So the second half of the cast introduction. The scene is beautiful. They're in it's a very plaza-esque type location. It's very sunny outside, so and I think it's summertime because it looks hot. They're either on a rooftop or the balcony of what could be an event space. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I can't tell if it's a restaurant or an event space. But it's nice. It's really nice. The first person on the scene is Nicole. She's 32. She's a flight attendant. She says she's been told by men that she's intimidating, but she doesn't feel men should be intimidated by by a beautiful woman. They should be motivated by that. Now that's going to come in handy. I hope I remember to make mention of that later on. But let's move on. Fritz, he's 36. He's a financial analyst. And Fritz and Coley sit and chat. He asks her about her line of work, and she tells him she's a flight attendant, to which he says, you have benefits. You have the benefits. He's trying to get some free flights or discounted. She asks if he likes to travel, and he tells her he was in Rome, Italy, last week. He's been to 5 continents, 30 plus countries. He admits that his past relationships, he may have been a bit surface level, and he's looking for something deeper now. Not mad at that. He tells her he hopes her companion he hopes her companion pass is open. She tells him it is. He's got plans for that. He admits to not being one of those pseudo alpha males who rushes sex, but when he gets married, they will be having sex on balconies all around the world. And then he realizes he shouldn't have said that part because his mother may watch that. Y'all wouldn't have said that either. And I'm real grown. So the next person that we're introduced to is Tay. Tay is 35. She's a nurse anesthetist. This was my first time ever seeing this word, anesthetist. I'm gonna put it here somewhere. Anyway, Tay joins the group with Coley and Fritz, and Cam, who we haven't met yet, and Cisco, who we also haven't met. They come in after her. Tay says she's looking for somebody fine, muscles, tall and fine. That's what she wants. Never mind what's on the inside, but tall, muscular, and fine. A whole snack is what she said. She also mentioned that work gets in the way of her dating life. She's ready to find her person. She's sitting next to Fritz and compliments him on his appearance. Fritz did look pretty nice. I don't know if he had locks or if those were extensions. You know, men get extensions now, so it's sometimes it's hard to tell. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. So Coley asks Cam, what does he do for a living? Cam says he's a firefighter. Coley asks if they really have a pole that they slide down in the firehouse. He says not every firehouse has one. Coley says, what if you were in a station that has it? Do you know how to use it? He chuckles. I don't think he found her questions smart. Anyway, um, we then find out that Cam is 33. He's a firefighter and admits the job is tough. Coley asked about. See, this is when Coley lost me. Coley asked about Dalmatians, and he says most of the firehouses have cats. They rescue them from trees and keep them. He says women are usually intrigued by his profession, but tend to stay surface and don't go deeper to get to know him. I could see that. Raquel, aka Rocky, is 36. She's a medical QA specialist. Before we before we go on, have you liked this video? Did you subscribe yet? I want to do it. Come on. I need your help. Let's do this. I want to subscribe. Like the video. She's attracted to men with facial hair. She wants a grown A man with a effing beard. That's what she said. Quotes. Um, she meets Cal. No, I'm sorry. She meets Khalil. Khalil is 31. He's a roofing company VP. They commiserate about the area, Philly, that they're from and find out they live very close. Khalil notes that Rocky is very easy to talk to. That's going to bite him in the butt later. She tells him her profession and asks that she's also a poet. He says he says she's tapped into her sensitive side. She can help him. She can help him to tap into his sensitive side as well. To which she admits her poetry is erotica. They laugh. This lady with this jumpsuit and matching full arm gloves comes into the scene and initiates a toast with the group that includes Tay, Fritz, Coley, Cam, and Cisco. I'm this picture right here. This is her. I will be referring to her as jumpsuit because at this point we have not been introduced to her yet, so we don't know who she is. She just popped on the scene, and we don't really get an intro like in her interview. We don't get that until much later. But I refer to her as jumpsuit, and this is why. Um. Oh, I made a note that I was put off by her outfit because it's clearly summertime. It's hot. Cisco, as you can see right here, is sweating. And she has on this halter like jumpsuit. You can tell the material looks a little thick with matching full length gloves. Girl, she thought she ate. It was not giving what she thought it was giving. I will say that. But whatever. Okay. Next we see Rocky and Cisco chatting. He tells her he works for the housing authority, but his true passion is working with children. Teaching them is teaching them the importance of working out and building their self-esteem. That's a high priority for him. And I find that admirable. I like that. Cisco is 41. He's divisionary liaison is his title. I don't know what that is. Anyway, Cisco has been doing bodybuilding for the last 12 years. He got he got over his last relationship by constantly working on himself, praying more, and working on his physical appearance. Those are his words. He asked Rocky if she would mind him taking off his shirt because he is literally sweating. You don't mind if I take my shirt off? It's a little hot out here. She doesn't mind, and neither do the rest of us. Yes, Cisco, take it off. Hussein, he's 42. He's a visuals manager. Realizes that everyone is clicked. Realizes that everyone is clicked up as he's trying to figure out where he can get in, where he fits in. Um, he Tay catches his eye, and he asks Khalil if he can cut in. Tay and Khalil were talking. He compliments Tay on her outfit. Yeah, on her outfit, and in comes Rose to compliment both Hussein, Tay, and they do the same. They reciprocate. Rose is 38. She's a hairstylist. Rose says her goal in life is to become someone's wife one day. She says everyone tells her she doesn't need a man, and she says, no, I need a man. Every time I try to reach that top cabinet to and catch and can't reach something, I need a man. That was her quote. To which I said, ma'am, you need a step ladder and one of those grabby things. You know, the long thing you just clamp it here and it snaps down here. That's what she needs. They're cheaper and they're ready when you're ready and they don't require attention. But don't mind me. Fritz tells Rose she has a nice height to her. She tells him that she has on heels. She's only 5'2". He admits he was duped, but I don't get the feeling that he's mad about it. He's quite smitten with her. Rose has one child. Um, had the child at 21 and feels that having a child so young has shaped her into being who she is. And I can agree to that because having my child at 18 um, lit a fire under me. I will say that. She asked Fritz if he's against dating a woman with children. He says no because it gives him insight as to what type of mother she is. Rose says she has a son. Will steps on the scene and introduces himself to Hussein in jumpsuit with gloves. The lady who finally gives her name, Shanice. Will, the 41-year-old biotech recruiter from round one, is happy about his second chance to find love with this new group. We'll talk about that later. Will tells Shanice she's fancy. To which I said, I guess. Will talks about the lessons he learned from the critiques he received in the first round, and says he gets that women aren't fond of his humorous side, but he's not interested in a woman who's super serious.
At the first mixer, I had a chance to get some criticisms and critiques, but I know women don't take me seriously because of the laughter. And that's okay, because I'm not looking for a super serious woman.
Will introduces himself to Coley and Khalil and says,
MC's name is Khalil. And if he can't spell it, he never will.
he then walks over to Rose and Fritz, and this happens.
Fritz, you guys meet my friend? Rose, like a flower. Nice to meet you. Oh, like a flower? Yeah. I like that. I'm Will, like Smith, but I don't slap people when they're playing in jokes. Pleasure.
Will is corny. I'll just leave it. I'll just leave that there. Back on the scene is reject number 2, Sahara. Miss Sahara, 35, the home healthcare agent and spiritualist, is from round one, and the men decided that she was not ready to love. But like Will, Tommy threw his curveball and had them both come back to the second round mixer, which is where they are now. Sahara says at the first mixer she was. Wait a minute. Sahara said at the first mixer she gave the homie vibes, and at this mixer she's bringing sexy back. That's what she said. Sahara introduces herself to Khalil and Rocky. Khalil says Sahara, oh, like the desert. Sahara says like the desert, but a little wetter. Now, myself, I probably would refrain from saying that straight out the gate. But this appears to be her tagline because she said it a lot in the first episode. So I guess that's her thing. Um, Cam tells Sahara she looks good. She looked cute. He says he saw her. So this was a cute dialogue. He says he saw her when she walked in. She said, "You seen me?" He said, "Yeah, I saw you." She said, "I seen you seeing me." She tells him to stop looking at her like that. He says, "Looking at you like what? You like it, so I'm gonna keep doing it." They have a cute little chemistry going on. Will approaches Sahara and they go through fake introductions. Will suggests he knows her from somewhere, and Sahara says, "I don't know you." Will says she has one of those faces, and Sahara says, "Stop playing, sir." In other words, move around. I told you on the last episode, I ain't messing with y'all. But she didn't say messing, but that's what she said. Tommy comes into the scene and welcomes the group to the process, reminding them of their purpose, referring to the building behind him, which is Independence Hall, where the Declaration of Independence was signed. But they were there to do the opposite. They are there to put independence in the past, opening themselves to fall in love and be dependent on someone else. Now I said this, I made this note. I'm not sure about that. I think you should always maintain your ability to be independent because you never know when you will need to go back. You'll ne- you'll never know when you will need to go back to it. But it's always nice to have a helpmate. I get that part, but I don't know that I would. I don't know that having someone would make me drop my independence. I mean, because you can be independent. You can be independent in a relationship and still appreciate and respect the companionship and what it you know. Anyway, he reminds them that there will be an elimination at the end. Two people will be let go. Fritz asks Coley, "Are we competition for one another?" And she asks for clarity. In the midst of him trying to explain it, she says, "No, unless you like men too." The background music stops. Like you can hear the birds chirping. He stops talking. It's dead silence. Then he utters, "Bro." Like, really? Come on. Rosa Hussein chat. She likes him. She tells him she's a hairstylist and she makes beard oil. He responds by holding his head back so that the focus is on his beard. To which she responds positively. He tells her he's into interior design and wait, he tells her he's into interior design. He loves it. That's his thing. She says she likes to interior decorate, so they continue to connect with their similar passions. Hussein notes in his interview that he's 6'7". That's my type. That's my type. Rich eight figure, that's my type. That's my type. That's my type. And played ball, but as he got older, he realized that interior design and visual design were his true passion. Is where his true passion lied. Um, above liking above liking Rose's aesthetic, he appreciated her passion for the creative. She showed him some of her creations, and he was impressed by her. Cisco and Jumpsuit Shanice sit and chat. Cisco says everyone is telling him he's showing off because he took off his shirt. That would be the men. I don't think the women were complaining. We finally get an interview with Jumpsuit Shanice. She's 44. She's a residential habilitation CEO. She likes Cisco's type, Puerto Rican slash Dominican. She says they're spicy. It's cute. Coley and Will sit and chat. She thinks Will might have a nervous laugh, and I agree. That's definitely what it's giving from a clinical side. I don't think I don't think he's silly. I think his I think his nerves get the best of him. But now, as I said earlier, he is corny. Let's not confuse silly with corny. Coley says Will is a lot, and I agree. Rocky tells Cam she's straight to the vanilla side because the Chocolate Brothers were treating her bad. If you know, you know. What's understood doesn't need to be explained. Cam apologizes on behalf of the Chocolate Coalition. Tay and Fritz are talking. Fritz tells Tay that amongst the guys, she's high on the list. So they've been talking. They like her. He tells her his birthday is next week and he was supposed to celebrate his birthday in Panama, but he chose to find love instead. Tay likes that he's well traveled and cultured. Fritz wants to share his travel experience with someone special. He says in his interview he wanted to call his mom and tell her he found a daughter-in-law. He likes Tay. He like her a lot. Yeah. Rocky and Khalil talk about their tattoos. Khalil mentions one arm sleeve is dedicated to his older brother who took his life. Cam and Jumpsuit talk. She goes on about her many business ventures. The men don't seem to be overly impressed by her ambition, or at least her need to talk about it constantly. Coley and Cam are talking. Coley mentions moving to Philly and thinking pollution was falling from the sky, and she was told that it was actually snow. Whatever. Tay and Cisco talk. She tells him she would like to visit Puerto Rico. He tells her how beautiful it is and asks if she can dance. She gets up and, she tells him she could do a little shake, and she gets up and, starts moving. He tells her it's all in the hips. She needs to loosen up a little bit. Pause for a second. Have you liked the video? Have you subscribed? Go ahead and do it. I'll wait. You back? Did you do? Okay, cool. Okay, so he loves her outfit. This is Cisco. Cisco loves Tay's outfit. It was cute though. I'm not even gonna lie. He said she looks like a goddess. He was drawn to her. All of them were drawn to her. He asked her if she's ever dated Hispanic men. She says no. And then he tells her she needs to stop making him blush. She says in her interview that she is feeling him. They were cute together. I like them. They discuss their last relationship and he admits to cheating in the past. He detects a change in Tay's demeanor, her mood from his admission. Tay admits that her last relationship ended because of cheating. She admitted this in her interview. She didn't discuss this with him. At least they did not show that she had discussed that with him. He said he was childish in the past, and as a mature adult, he navigates relationships more respectfully. I can appreciate that. They like each other. I made that note. They like each other. Rose and Cam talk. He tells her for the longest time he never wanted children, but he does now. She asked him how old he is, and then he asked her the same. She tells him, "You're not supposed to ask a woman that." She tells him her age, and he asks she asks if he's open to dating women with children. He says yeah. He says he hadn't, but he's open to it. In his interview, he says he's not sure why he's not sure why, but at this age, he's experiencing baby fever. He wants to have a child now. So that's cool. Rose wants to know if he's close with his family. There is a noticeable hesitation before he says he is. He says he loves his family, but he was raised in a strict religious household. So that explains the hesitation. I guess there's some, not, well, I guess there will be issues, but some resentment. Resentment, that's the word I'm looking for. Rose asks if he's spiritual. He says he's not religious, but he's open minded. Rose mentions in her interview that she's spiritual, and although her mate doesn't have to be religious, he needs to have a belief, a spiritual source. And I get that. I'm the same way. I grew up Christian. I'm still of the Christian belief. But you don't necessarily have to be Christian, but you do need to be spiritual. And I think right now my walk is more spiritual than religious. Um, so I need someone that's connected to something spiritually, and not just any old thing, something positive. Hussein and Coley talk. He asked her preference in a man. She says, "Be kind, be tall." She said that twice, and that was all she said. Hussein compliments her in his interview, saying her red dress stood out and made her pop. But after talking with her, he didn't feel that there was a deeper connection to explore. Cam and Will are talking, and Cam notes that Will is nervous and needs to calm down a little bit. So even Cam noticed that his laughing is an issue. He has nervous laughter. Tommy comes back and calls the gentleman to chat with him. The men are feeling Tay. Rose and Rocky were mentioned. The women like Fritz, Cisco, Hussein, Khalil, and Cam. The men are not feeling Jumpsuit. No surprises there. Felt she was preoccupied with her career. Cisco mentions Coley, felt like she was more interested in Tommy than she was in the actual single men. Coley comes off very surface level, is what he said. Rose doesn't like Cam, says with him being non-spiritual, it's a problem. Tay and Sahara mention Khalil. Coley mentions Will, says he's bald and doesn't listen. Rose mentions Will too. The last scene has all the second round players gathered. Tommy Tommy starts with the men and calls out Khalil and Will as the bottom two. Khalil recognizes that spending the majority of his time with Rocky left him little opportunity to mingle with the other women, and that's his fault. Will hears the ladies felt they couldn't put his Will hears the ladies felt they couldn't put their finger on his intentions. Felt he could be a good friend, but not romantic. Will says getting the same critique twice is eye opening. You think you didn't do anything with the information the first time you heard it? Whatever. Tommy tells Will he's eliminated and shares with the group that he was eliminated in the first round, but was brought back to redeem himself. Unfortunately, it didn't work. Coley and Jumpsuit are called out. Tommy says the men felt she has walls up. This is Coley. She has walls up that they couldn't tear down. Coley says in her interview, if there was a wall, then there's a door they could use to walk in. The door was open. Now remember, when she first came on the scene, she said, what did my notes say? Where's Coley? Coley. She says she's been told by men that she's intimidating, but she doesn't feel men should be intimidated by a beautiful woman. So this isn't something that's new to her. She's heard this before. This ain't nothing new. Jumpsuit was criticized for her career. Tommy tells Coley the men didn't feel she was ready to love, and then this happened.
Ready to love. Shanice, still got more time. Okay. Show these guys who you really are. Go, come on up here. Go. I think you're thinking, how you going off with one person instead of thing and not another? So what would you say if I offered you the same check?
I would say don't waste my time.
You would say don't waste your time.
That's right. That's Cody all over. Hey, that's Cody Bear. Go ahead, baby.
Why do you say that? Tell me why.
If I'm eliminated, I'm going to chop them off. They're not feeling me. They're not feeling me. I don't want to be like the Will next time. Like, if they don't want me here, like, maybe I should just go ahead and chop it up and go.
But here's the deal. There's 8 more singles that you haven't met.
That's a lot for you. When you put it like that, I'm here to find love. And that's 4 more opportunities. I'm just excited.
That's gonna change your heart. Look at that.
Me too, baby.
There's 8 more singles that you have not met yet.
Yes.
I like the firecracker.
Yeah.
I do like that. All right, go back over there, girl.
Then Tommy tells tells them Tommy tells them at the next mixer they will meet the group from the first round of players, and the show ends. Overall, not a bad group. I see some folks I like, some couples that I see some promising things. It'll be an interesting journey, and I'm here for the ride. So I'm excited about this season. I'm liking I like Cisco. I liked him before I even knew who he was. Whenever I saw the trailer, whenever it would play, before the episodes actually started airing, I automatically zoomed right in on Cisco. I liked him. Um, I think the group of men in the second group look way better than the men in the first group. That's just my opinion, clearly. Um, the ladies, I don't have a. I think I like Tay in this particular group. Tay and Rose are nice. Rocky, I'm not sure about, and Sahara just she needs to slow down. I just she's hot. She's hot in the pants, and she needs to slow down. Um, I think that to me that can work against her when when you lead with sex, sexy. When you lead with sexy, it can work against you. You need to, provide some substance. Um, Hold on. I think I missed the whole page. Because there was a conversation that Fritz and Sahara spoke to one another. Hold on, did I put that in here? Hold on, yeah. Because wait, Fritz. I think I missed this whole part. Baby fever. Fritz and Rose talk about the. I did. Fritz and Rose. Was that wasn't Rose though? That was Sahara. Okay, so I think I said Fritz and Rose talk about the planet. I don't remember saying that. Yeah, I don't think I said that. So Fritz and Sahara talk about Earth, and Fritz mentions the curvature of the Earth, and Rose says the Earth is flat. Fritz asks her if she means that, and she says, "With all my heart." Fritz is perplexed by her answer. You could see the bird circling, like he was confused. Yeah, she said that with her whole heart. She was like, the Earth is flat, flat. He said, but it's a globe. He said the globe is round. But I've seen people make that argument about the Earth being flat. Like there are, I can't even explain it without sounding stupid. But the way they explained it, it sounds plausible. I ain't even gonna lie. I had to rethink some things. Like, hmm, hmm, okay, I can see that. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Earth is round because I haven't seen proof otherwise to make me really believe that it's flat. But that's it, guys. That is it. That is it. I did not do it in 20 minutes like I wanted to, but
The lies! The lies!
who's mad? Not me. Thank you so much for sitting here with me as I go through these episodes. I'm going to get better at remembering what I'm seeing. The mind ain't like it used to be, so I write a lot of notes and I'm looking down a lot. So I apologize for that. But I like to be thorough and I like to be correct in what I'm saying. And in order to do that, I have to rely on my notes. But I'm sure you don't mind because some of you all are probably not even watching these shows. You're just relying on what people are telling you. And I want to tell you right, right? But that's it. That was I was going to say Ready for the World. Why is Ready for the World so stuck in my mind this week? I said that before. Ready to Love, season 10, episode 2. Oh, and this episode was called dang, what is this episode called? We got some chocolate, y'all. That was the name of the episode. We got some chocolate, y'all. That I think that was Rose that said it when she came in. It was cute. It was real cute. Um, but thank you all. I appreciate you liking the video because I know you did. And I appreciate you subscribing because I know you will. Because I'm asking you. And when somebody asks you politely, the polite thing to do is oblige them. So can you just do that for me? Just like the video and subscribe. Thank you. Thank you again. This is another episode of Chicago Red TV, and I am signing off. Bye bye. The entire time I was editing this video, it was just bothering me that I could not get that word out of my mind. I kept thinking it looks like anesthesia, an anesthesiologist, but I wasn't making the connection yesterday. But I guess I had a lot on my mind, so I looked it up, and it's a CRNA, a certified registered nurse, anesthesia, you know what I'm trying to say. She administers anesthesia. Okay, we good.